Hello everyone and welcome to my FC26 Realistic Manager Rebuild series. For this Realistic Manager Rebuild series, I'm going to select Chelsea, and the manager who I'll be using for this realistic rebuild will be none other than Cesc Fabregas himself. Now, how this realistic manager rebuild series work is, in order to succeed in it, the chosen club that I pick and the manager that I choose will needs to accomplish the ultimate objective that will restore the club realistic past glory. And for Chelsea, the ultimate goal would be to win the Premier League and the Champions League once again. Things, however, could potentially go horribly wrong, and by that I mean Fabregas, the manager that I choose, could get fired before the series is finished, and if that happens, we will need to reset to a new one. Chelsea has won the Premier League 6 times in their club history, and the last time they lifted the title was back in 2017 under Antonio Conte, which is almost 9 years ago. As for the Champions League glory, they have won it only twice, and their last triumph was back in 2021, which is 5 years ago under Thomas Tuchel. Now, let's go sign this contract with Chelsea, which is worth 83k per week, and the current main objective stated in the contract by the Chelsea board is to finish in a Champions League spot. And here we go, the official unveil of the new manager of Chelsea. A returning former player himself, Cesc Fabregas, is now back in Stamford Bridge and the dugout as the new manager of Chelsea Football Club. Transfer-wise, in order to make it realistic, I have come up with the following transfer requirement idea where, firstly, I need to sign at least one player from Fabregas' former club, Como, in the beginning of the series. Next, I can only sign player from the current league where Fabregas is now managing, which is the Premier League itself. Thirdly, I can only sign player from the previous league where Fabregas had managed before, which is only the Serie A, because Como is the only club he has managed so far in his career, which means I only have a limited option of the players that I can buy while using Fabregas as a manager. Also, I have the option to sign from RC Strasbourg in Ligue 1 since it's owned by the Blue Co, the Chelsea owner. The last transfer criteria is that the age of the player that I sign must be not more than the age of 26 years old, since Chelsea is known for signing only young players ever since Blue Co take over the club. The oldest they signed by far is Tosin at the age of 26, and before that it was Robert Sanchez at the age of 25. Both are 28 years old right now, and both are the oldest player that Chelsea have in their squad currently. As for the formation that I will be using for this series, it will be 4-2-3-1 wide, since it's predominantly used by Fabregas at Como throughout this season. However, the Spaniard is quite flexible with his formation because, beside the 4-2-3-1, he also used 4-4-2, 3-4-2-1, 4-3-2-1, and 3-5-1-1 with Como, meaning I could also apply the same to my advantage if I need to tweak the formation. In terms of the tactic, the focus will be high pressing. As for the build-up style, it will be short passing, and for the defensive approach, it will be balanced. And take a look at the budget. I have a massive fund provided by the board. It's almost 200 million. Now, looking at the player that I will work on this season with Chelsea, starting with the goalkeeper department, we have Robert Sanchez, who will be Fabregas' starting 11 keeper for the season. Jorgensen will be my backup keeper for Sanchez. Mostly, I would use him as my cup keeper in the league. Since I don't need more than 2 keepers in the squad, I decided to sell off Slonina to Championship side Middlesbrough and Shaman Love to Saudi club Al Ittihad. In case of emergency, we do have the option to recall Panders back from loan at RC Strasbourg. As for the defender, I have Cucurella at the left back, and in the center of defense, I have brought in Mickey van der Ven from Spurs and Murillo from Nottingham Forest to pair up at the center of Chelsea defense. Reece James, our captain, will be at the right back, and thus that complete my main backline setup for the season. With the arrival of Van der Ven and Murillo, I decided to sell my other centre back Wesley Fofana to Crystal Palace, Badiashile to Fenerbahce, and Tosin to Como, as I cannot promise them the game time. As for the midfields, I will have Enzo to pair up with Caicedo at the middle of the park, Pedro Neto on the left wing, and Estevao at the right. While at the attacking midfield, just behind the striker, I will have Cole Palmer to provide additional attacking support. I have brought in the Argentina rising star Nico Paz from Fabregas' former club Comos to fulfill one of the transfer requirements as previously mentioned, and also brought in 3 exciting winger Jonathan Rowe from Bologna, Kevin Schade and Dango Otara, both from Brentford, to provide more depth and competition in the attacking wing area. I also decided to recall Kendrick Pice from his loan so that he can provide more cover for Palmer and Nico Paz at the attacking midfield. The one who will lead the Chelsea front line for this season will be João Pedro, and I decided also to recall Nicholas Jackson back from his Bayern Munich loan, which funny enough he haven't actually started there yet, so I need him to come back and to provide cover and competition in the squad, because after watching the first two preseason match where Fabregas Chelsea only managed to score 2 goals both by midfielder, I wasn't truly thrilled by my limited option in that area, and that decision seemed to pay dividend instantly as Jackson scored in his first game in the next preseason match against Leverkusen. The first month of Fabregas' Chelsea Premier League debut, we managed to win all of our 3 league games plus 1 Carabao Cup match. We made a perfect kick-off start of the season with an emphatic 1-0 narrow win at home against Crystal Palace. Enzo officially kicked off Fabregas' reign in the Premier League as his only goal proved to be the decider against Palace at Stamford Bridge. Then goes on to beat Nuno Espirito Santo West Ham at away 2-0 thanks to Jackson goal and Enzo, who scored again for the second game in a row. We goes through to Carabao Cup third round after defeating Championship side Middlesbrough 2-0 thanks to Liam Delap and Nico Paz, who scored his also first goal for his new club as well. Despite a goal down after Raul Jimenez penalty, we managed to come back and beating Fulham 3-1 with Palmer also dispatched from the spot, his first penalty of the season. And both Jackson and João Pedro also made it into the score sheet to seal the deal as that was the last match of the month. Chelsea are top of the league after 3 wins. In September, the good run of form continued with 5 wins and a draw in 6 games, beginning with a 1-0 narrow win over Brentford at away in the league thanks to João Pedro's only goal. And then Fabregas made his Champions League away debut as manager with a thumping 3-0 win over his former coach Antonio Conte, Napoli, where Caicedo, Jackson and Palmer made it into the score sheet. Resumed the league game afterward with a 1-1 draw against the rival Manchester United at Old Trafford. Despite leading in the first half through Jackson, United scored in the 71st minute through Mbuemo to draw level. We then meet Brentford again at away, but this time in Carabao Cup third round, and we beat them with a resounding 3-0 after a brace from Nico Paz and Kendrick Pice, enough to secure the win for us. And that also Kendrick Pice's first goal for Chelsea as well. And then we proceed to beat Brighton at home 1-0 thanks to Nico Paz's only goal. And then Fabregas made his Champions League home debut at the Bridge against French side Stade Brest with a 1-0 win as Nicolas Jackson 41st minute strike proved enough to seal the win. September went by fast and we did excellent coping with it. And in the league stand point of view, Chelsea still at the top with 60 points after 6 games. Only 2 points separate us with the second place Manchester City. Chelsea began the October with a mauling 5-0 loss over their rival Liverpool. It was Fabregas' first loss in the league and a devastating one too. And to make it worse, it happened at home, all happening in one game. Liverpool was dominating throughout the game with Isaac score a brace, followed by a goal each from Salah, Marcos Llorente and Gakpo to complete the rout. It's a back-to-back league defeat for Chelsea as they suffer another loss, 2-0 loss to Forest at away after Forest leading in the first half through Chris Wood and Serge Gnabry. That was Fabregas' first away loss in the league as Chelsea manager as well. However, we managed to bounce back from the previous 2 losses with a statement 5-0 win over Atalanta in Champions League thanks to João Pedro, Palmer, Delap, Van de Ven and Kevin Schade, who both scored their first goal for Chelsea. That emphatic win was Chelsea and Fabregas' third victory in Europe. The league game resumed with a 1-0 victory over Sunderland at home thanks to Palmer penalty. We continue our winning run with a strong 2-0 win over Manchester United at away in Carabao Cup round of 16 as Palmer and Caicedo made it into the score sheet. Despite a rocky start to the month, we managed to recover well with a 3 consecutive win in a row. The November kickoff with Fabregas Chelsea faced up against their London derby rival Tottenham at away. Although Palmer missed his first penalty of the season in 26 minutes, but João Pedro's strike before the interval is enough to seal the deal for Fabregas to clinch his first London derby win as Chelsea manager. Fabregas suffered his first loss at Europe as Chelsea manager against Barcelona 1-0 after Robert Lewandowski converted from the spot before the interval. The setback didn't last long as we beat Wolves in the league 3-0 with João Pedro, Palmer and Enzo made it into the score sheet. Then proceed to Brussels side Burnley at away with the same 3-0 result after João Pedro scored a brace and a goal from the lap. After that we resumed the Champions League week with a 2-0 victory over Karabakh FK, both goals scored by Kevin Schade, who I played as striker for the first time. The November final game is concluded with an important 1-0 home wins against our rival Arsenal, and João Pedro once again delivered in big occasion as his only goal is enough to secure the crucial win. Into December, we kick off the end of the year with a thumping 5-0 victory over Leeds at away. That was Cesc Fabregas' first big win in the league as a Chelsea manager. Both Neto and Esteban scored a brace, followed by Palmer to complete the rout. We then goes on to beat Bournemouth 2-0. Palmer and Jackson is the scorer. Also, that was Sanchez's 11 clean sheet in 15 league matches so far, with only conceding 9 goals. A top performance from our number 1 goalkeeper this season. We goes on beat Ajax 3-0 in the Champions League. Nico Pass first Champions League goal and Jackson brace get us the needed win. And then we clinch another league home wins with a 3-0 victory over Everton with Palmer score a brace and Kevin Schade for the win. Cole Palmer yet again made it into the score sheet as his penalty in the second half enough to secure a win over Newcastle in the league. Moving on, Chelsea clinched a narrow 1-0 win over Leeds in Carabao Cup quarter-final thanks to João Pedro's only goal in the match. That was our back-to-back win over Daniel Farke's side that month. Jackson's goal against Villa is not enough to secure a win as Oyarzabal drew level to rescue Unai Emery's side. We conclude the final match of the year with a 1-0 win over Bournemouth thanks to our skipper Enzo's only goal of the match. That was Fabregas' 15th league win of the season after 19 matches, equal the record of the legendary Jose Mourinho 2004 and 2005 debut season with Chelsea. Here we go again. January couldn't come any sooner. We are top of the league and currently on a 12-game unbeaten streak. Transfer window is open again, and I do have few players in mind that I would like to bring in and to ship out at the same time. We carry on our fine form from last year with a very important win of the season, a 2-0 triumph at away over Pep Manchester City thanks to a brilliant first half goal from Neto and João Pedro. Fabregas completed his first league double as a Chelsea manager this season against Fulham at away after Jackson's goal in the second half is enough to secure the win. Nicholas Jackson himself also scored in both fixtures against Fulham this season. The proud 14-game unbeaten streak was finally broken after Chelsea suffered a shock loss to League One side Wrexham in FA Cup third round. I make one too many changes in the side against Wrexham and paid a heavy price as a consequence. An upset that, to be honest, was unexpected. This blemish put Fabregas' job under a microscope for the first time of the season because FA Cup glory is one of the main objectives set by the board early of the season. However, we didn't whimper too long on the upset as Chelsea managed to beat the championship side Coventry City easily by 3-0 at home in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Nico Pass, Neto and Jackson are the one who inflict the damage. Another league double is complete by Chelsea new boss Fabregas as Esteban goal put Brentford to the sword to clinch a 1-0 victory. And going back to the transfer business, we only managed to bring in striker Dusan Vlahovic and the fullback Andrea Cambiaso, both from Juventus, to improve the squad quality. At the same time, we ship out both Mark Gui and Mamadou Sarr on loan for the rest of the season. I also decided to let go of Trevor Chalobah, who agreed to join AC Milan. That's pretty much wrap up our Chelsea transfer business for the season. We continue on with a major 1-0 win over Benfica at Champions League Matchday 7 after late first half strike by the new signing Vlahovic is enough to send Chelsea through to the next round of the competition. Nicholas Jackson brace against Palace helped to complete the third double of the season for Cesc Fabregas in the league. And then we close up the January with a victory over the German giant Bayern Munich in Champions League thanks to a Palmer first half strike which proved to be vital in the end as Chelsea finished top in the Champions League. Into the month of February, we began by defeating West Ham 2-0 at home, thus completing another league double of the season for Fabregas. Enzo brace in the first half is enough to seal the win for Chelsea's side. Continue our winning streak as we book our ticket to Carabao Cup final after a convincing 2-0 second leg victory over Coventry, with goal coming from Enzo and Jackson sending them packing. In the other semi-final clash, Spurs advanced to the final after a 3-2 aggregate win over their London rival Arsenal. So it will be a London derby final between Chelsea and Spurs in Wembley for the Carabao Cup final this season. After 24 league matches, Chelsea under Fabregas is currently leading the Premier League with 62 points, only 3 points behind the second place Liverpool with 14 games left to go. João Pedro and Cole Palmer goal is enough to put Wolves at their place as Fabregas Chelsea complete their 5th double of the season. 6th double is achieved next as Chelsea beat Leeds 2-0 at home after a goal from both Neto and Vlahovic. A clash between the number 1 and 20 of the league, Burnley, and with another comfortable 2-0 win for Chelsea as expected. Delap and João Pedro yet again score against the Claret as they did in the reverse fixture. Breaking news as Arsenal decided to sack Arteta prior to our game against them. But then a new manager bounce is a real thing, guys, as Arsenal beat us at Emirates by a 0-0 after Martinelli's strike in the second half. I thought I could get an advantage after Arteta sacking, but nope. That loss against Arsenal saw us drop to second place in the league as Liverpool took to the top spot with a point advantage over us after 29 games. We do, however, have a game in hand which could saw us overtake Liverpool at the top. However, I have to admit that is how close is the race to the title. Despite keep winning matches week and weeks, a minor slip is enough to topple the table. Our last 8 consecutive league wins still not enough to guarantee the top spot. That is crazy. March is next. We begin the month by beating Aston Villa 1-0 thanks to goal from Cole Palmer in the first half. After finishing at the top of the Champions League table, Chelsea draw against Barcelona in Champions League round of 16 where we win 2-0 in the first leg after João Pedro and Palmer each back a goal. With only 9 league matches left to go in the season, we are 2 points clear at the top from the second place Liverpool. We continue our winning run by beating Newcastle again to make it the 7th double of the season for Fabregas Chelsea. Jackson and Enzo goal enough to seal the 3 points despite Chelsea former midfielder Pulisic reduced the deficit to 1 in the second half. We host Barcelona for the round of 16 second leg where Chelsea win by 1-0 after a second half goal from João Pedro to make it 3-0 in aggregate and thus secure our spot in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. That victory over Barcelona in round of 16 has completed our revenge after losing to them in the league phase back in November. And here we go, Fabregas' first cup final as Chelsea manager. After a cagey first half, the deadlock was finally broken through by João Pedro in the second half. Fabregas just won his first silverware with Chelsea in his first managerial season in the Stamford Bridge. Moving on to April, we draw against German giant Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-final round. Despite having 6 shots while Bayern had 0, the game somehow ended with a stalemate. We complete another double this season for Fabregas, his 8th after beating Manchester City at home 1-0 as Jackson goal is enough to secure the crucial 3 points. Our Champions League journey unfortunately came to an end after a narrow 1-0 defeat to Bayern Munich in the second leg of the quarter-final of the Champions League. As usual, we didn't dwell too long on the setback as Chelsea get back on their feet again by beating Manchester United 3-1 at home. United strike first through Mbeumo, but we complete the comeback through Sade Brace and João Pedro. We are just a point away from the top with a game in hand after Liverpool win overtake us again from the top. With only 6 league games left to go, there is no room for mistake anymore. It is officially now a 2-horse race between us and Liverpool as the 3rd place Manchester City is 14 points away behind us. We thrashed Everton at away 4-0 to complete Fabregas' 9th league double of the season as a Chelsea manager. Vlahovic scored a brace followed by Palmer and Andres Santos each. Chelsea beat Brighton 1-0 again just like the reverse fixture thanks to Sade's goal before the interval to complete Fabregas' 10th league double of the season. This is it. With 4 league games left to go in the season, we are 2 points above the second place Liverpool. I cannot emphasize it any more better, but every game moving forward is a must-win game for us. We begin the month with another win as Chelsea beat Forest 2-0 at home to avenge the early season defeat thanks to Caicedo and Palmer goal in the first half. I honestly nervous about the match, but we did amazing by the end. The next game was the most important game of the season as we're facing Liverpool, who breathing down on our neck the entire season. Isak scored first for the opposition side, but we drew level through Jackson. It was back and forth afterward as Rodrigo put Liverpool back in the lead before Sade equalized for Chelsea in the dying second of the full time to make it 2-2. We finally did it. We lifted the Premier League with a game to spare after beating Spurs 2-0 at home and we are officially crowned as the new Premier League champion for the season 2025-26. And with that, we are completing our 50% main objective of the series to restore Chelsea back to its glory day. To cap it all up, Fabregas complete his impressive 11th double of the season after beating Vincent Kompany's Sunderland on the final league game, just shy away of 3 doubles in comparison to Jose Mourinho's first season as a Chelsea manager. However, Fabregas broke Mourinho's record as the new highest point tally set as a Chelsea manager with a 99 point, 4 more than Mourinho's epic 2004-05 season of 95 points. Fabregas' debut season as Chelsea manager equaled the record of trophy won by Mourinho in his debut season, where he also won the Premier League and the League Cup during his first season as Chelsea manager back in 2004 and 5. I would say, if not for the Premier League title, I'm not gonna lie, Fabregas would get the sack as we failed horrendously with the FA Cup and failed to reach the semi-final of the Champions League as well. Let's take a look at how Chelsea player done this season under Cesc Fabregas. Sanchez was magnificent this season for Chelsea between the stick with a staggering 26 clean sheet in 36 league games, breaking Chelsea keeper and Premier League all-time record set by Peter Cech back in 2004 and 2005 season with a 24 clean sheet. The backup keeper Jorgensen always reliable upon call as he achieved 10 clean sheet in 11 appearances for Chelsea this season as well. Our backline was the key to this achievement as Cucurella, Van de Ven, Murillo, James, and Gusto are the main defenders we rely on throughout the season. In midfield, we rely a lot on Caicedo and Enzo in the middle of the park. Both of them have contributed well in defending and attack, especially Enzo, who involved in 12 goal contribution this season alone. As for the Chelsea attack this season, Cole Palmer contributed 26 goal involvement in over 50 appearances. After an encouraging start to the season, I'm a bit disappointed with Nico Paz's lack of goal contribution, as he only managed to contribute only 13 during his last 36 games. I honestly thought he could do more. The same with Esteban, who done even worse, only 5 goal contribution in 47 games. As for Neto, he done well for his position on the wing in comparison to Esteban. Neto contributed 20 goal involvement during his 50 game this season. Vlahovic, who we signed in January, done a decent contribution, 8 goal contribution in 17 games. I'm also slightly disappointed that he couldn't score or assist more. Mostly this season, I rely a lot on João Pedro, who played a crucial role at the front, scoring crucial and important goals such as a cup final against Spurs at Carabao final, scored in both legs against Barcelona in UCL round of 16 to get Chelsea through in the quarterfinal as well. In total, he involved in 33 goal contribution in 49 games for Fabregas Chelsea this season. Another striker that I rely and like to use a lot this season besides João Pedro is Nicholas Jackson, who involved in 31 goal contribution in 46 games. I make a right recall to recall him back from Bayern Munich loan in early of the season. And to close this season off, enjoy this bus parade of your new double champion Chelsea.